Hello my brothers and sisters in nerdiness, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and we have a very special guest in today. We're talking about something incredibly important. So just to start off with and preface this, any radical feminists who fancy themselves as being disruptive, shall we say, I'll not stand for it on this. So any arguing against this particular subject matter of the video, your comments will get deleted straight away because it's something that's important. You've heard of the two Ronnies. Well, now today we've got the two Steves.
Afternoon.
Steve is a member not only of the art club that we go to, it's also one of the members of the games club we go to on a Wednesday evening. He's been there longer than I have, and he's specifically asked me to do this video because of an organisation he's involved with called Andy's Man Club. And in order to find out more about that, over to Steve.
Here I am. Thank you for letting me come on and discuss this. Andy's Man Club is a peer-on-peer support group for men, basically. A place where a guy can come and sit, chat, have a brew and discuss the problems, what's getting them down. People might offer some advice and help them through it. And we all help each other on a Monday night and just, everybody's mental health become a lot better and move it forward on their particular journey. Because everyone's journey is completely different.
Yeah.
My journey is different to probably your journey if you've got issues. There's guys at the Andy's Man Club who have been in really bad places, and they will literally tell you it's saved their lives. So it's a great organisation. I'm glad to be part of it. I started in March last year, and it's helped me massively. My wife, Suzanne, God bless her, has noticed a massive improvement in my attitudes, the way I'm coping with things, the way I'm opening up, more talking to her, and just getting myself out there and talking to people, which is what everybody needs. Now, Andy's Man Club started off basically set up by a guy called Luke Ambler, whose brother committed suicide, unfortunately. And Luke had kind of, after this had happened, he kind of took on himself to say, well, why didn't he talk? If he'd come and talked to me, I could have helped him. If he'd come and talked to my dad, other relatives, we could have helped him. So he decided to basically, with his mother, think about setting something up that basically guys to sit together and start talking. And they arranged the first meet-up at a cafe in Halifax, and I think 7 people turned up. And from there, it's grown to, by the 17th of July, there will be 133 clubs with probably just short of 3,000 guys attending every night, every Monday night, which is huge. It's massive. It's important and it's needed. That's basically the background.
And I suppose with every group, their goal is if they can save a life, that particular group was
precisely.
Worth it.
Precisely. It's now I'm a facilitator. I'm one of the guys who is running the group. We're group leaders, and what the guys attending probably don't realise is we're still going through our own issues.
Yeah.
So as well as dealing with our own, we're listening to up to 15 people in a separate group going over their issues, which impacts us as facilitators, because we need to be aware that we're making sure that they're not saying anything out of the ordinary, which we need to think, hang on a minute, that's a trigger, we need to get someone else involved in this. And you just can't shake it that, well, he's talking now, I'll forget that. Next person talks, I'll listen to him. you listen to everybody, and you're watching all the other groups in case there's something going on in other groups as well.
Yeah.
So it's quite mentally taxing, but I love it. It's amazing. It really is.
And
Excuse me.
with the groups, what do you expect when you first go in?
Right, when you first go in, your first night, you probably won't come in, or you sit out in the car park for 20 minutes, half an hour, debating whether to come in or not, because you don't know if it's right for you or not. I put it off for 2 weeks. The club started on Valentine's Day. The club in Leeds started Valentine's Day last year. I put it off for 2 weeks. The wife kept saying, go down and see what it's like, go down and see what it's like. And I kind of come up with every excuse under the sun that I didn't go.
Yeah.
And the first night was the first Monday in March. And I got there, basically sat in the car park. And it's like, what is this all about? Do I don't I? And see, people, guys going in on the side of this alley, on the side of the Leeds Rugby Club. I thought, well, they're not coming back out, so there must be something there. Yeah. So, gets out of the car, walks up, and there's somebody stood outside, introduced themselves. I think it was Simon, the guy who set Lee up. He took me in, offered me a brew and a biscuit. I said, right, basically, this is what it's all about. It works on 5 questions. The first 3 questions are always the same. How's your week been? A positive from the week. And what do you want to get off your chest? That's basically the crux of the organisation. Questions 1 and 2 are pretty straightforward, it's been an average week and whatever. Question 2, I met a grandson for the first time. That's a massive positive. Or I went swimming for the first time in 5 years, or I did my first run in 2 years, or whatever. Question 3 is when people offload. That can get quite emotional. It's usually tears, laughter, which is you wouldn't even think would be possible, but sometimes you get laughter.
Say laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you want to imagine it in that context.
Yeah.
There's been times when lads have got up and basically walked out of the door because they can't handle it. So a facilitator or 2 facilitators go out, see what the problem is, stand and talk to them for however long it needs. If they'll come back in, they come back in. If not, it's a case, well, okay, then just be careful. Let me know you're all right, and we want to see you next week. Yeah. 9 out of 10, they come home next week. Questions 4 and 5 change every week. This week was, I couldn't remember one yesterday, I forgot. Question 4 was, what's one thing you've done to your daily routine that is improved your mental well-being? Mine was basically getting out of bed in the morning, getting dressed, which is a big step for me. There were days when I just think, I'm making all over, I've got banging head, other pains, I'm going to sit in bed and do nothing. Like getting up, getting out of bed and getting dressed, you're forcing yourself to actually, well, I'm dressed now, right, what can I do? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So you can get things in motion for the rest of the day.
Sometimes just having a wash is hard enough.
Sometimes it's just like making the effort to, like, say, go to the bathroom and get a wash, even if it's just a splash of water on your face, just to wake you up a bit or whatever. And question 5 was, what's your favourite biscuit for dunking in your brew? Something really light-hearted, something funny, just to raise the spirits at the end of the night, so people kind of think, you know what, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
The majority of people stay after the session. They sit and talk between themselves and discuss things which you can't talk about in the group. I'll go through those shortly. And it's great. There's, like I said, there's laughter, there's tears. It's very emotional. And it's good for people. It's a nice place for people, for men, guys, to come and sit, talk and discuss. Because how many guys sit and talk to the wives? How many guys tell the wives everything or tell the mothers everything. I started off with my issues when I was 13. And with everything I went through, it played heavy on my mind. I was told things which really affected me. I was told things which I didn't want to hear. And back in 1982, certain things weren't readily curable. And that kind of got me a bit. So you can talk to my mum about certain things, but not everything. So I held so much inside. You can't talk to your mates because you're only 13. They don't really understand.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, all they want to do is just take the mick.
Precisely, yeah. I lost so many friends just by what had happened to me. It was untrue. My circle of friends went from like a whole classroom full of people to literally half a dozen in the space of 2 days, basically. And that was a massive shock to me. It was, whoa, hang on a minute. You know, what's going on? So that kind of put a distrust in people automatically. For me, especially, you know, like, it's like, no, I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just going to leave it to myself. And I carried it for so long. Occasionally, I talked to my mum about certain things after we had a hospital visit. But again, there's so much I didn't tell her. When I got married to my first wife, I didn't tell her anything. I don't know why, I just didn't. And that hurt me a bit. I should have done. I should have done more. You know.
Hindsight, however, is a wonderful thing. You can see a mistake.
Yeah, you can.
And
it's like I say, that hurt me. That I should have done more. But when I met Suzanne, my current wife, it felt right to tell her certain things, not everything, but certain things. And she knows I don't tell her everything. She knows. She's worked out when I'm in pain, because it's got to a point where I can't really hide it. But there's a long time where I could hide it. I wore my mask and hid it really, really well.
Yeah. Because we're taught to.
Because we do, yeah.
We're men, we're supposed to be the strong ones, we're supposed to be there for everybody else. We have problems, man up.
Yeah, precisely.
That was, and probably to a certain extent still is, the attitude from society.
Yeah.
And this is why we have clubs like Andy's Man Club.
Yeah. So when Andy's Man Club in Lee opened up, she said, look, you need to go down to this place. You need to see what it's about. You can't tell me everything, obviously, because I know you're not telling me everything. You need to go down, see what it's about, and maybe you'll talk to somebody there. And like I said, I put it off for 2 weeks. Went on the 3rd week, was hesitant. Once I got over the threshold into the room, they were like, "Wow, that wasn't so hard." Because the hardest thing is walking through the door. Everybody would tell you that. Everybody who attends, the hardest thing was walking through that door in the first session. Once you're in, you kind of feel, hang on, there's 12, 13 guys here, and you relax a bit automatically. Sorry, I interrupted you then.
No, I was just going to say, we spoke about this at the Art Club when I was there, but for me, when you said that, it just shows how ingrained that belief that you have to be the strong one is in every man. Doesn't matter who they are, because we've had to grow up with the, grow up, be a man, admitting that you have an issue and you need help is a sign of weakness that we shouldn't have. We should be able to share our feelings, but we're taught from a young age we can't. So it's hard when we need to, because we don't know how to handle it.
Precisely, yeah. That was my issue. Trying to hide everything inside, hold everything inside, and trying to be the man of the house on my first, on my second marriage as well, you know, my current marriage was so difficult trying to juggle things, and it got to me. It made me worse, and by not opening up to my first wife and getting rid of some of the issues I got, that's where everything started going downhill for me. So when I walked through the door and I see all these, I think about 12, 13 sat in a massive circle with a lot of empty seats. I thought, okay then. He said, so having you get a drink, sit down, you know, I'm going to start in a minute. And then out of nowhere, it's like a bus stop. You wait 20 minutes for a bus to arrive and then 3 arrive at the same time. The room just literally filled up with another 15 guys or whatever. You think, oh my God, where'd these come from? It was like a wave just coming. So we all sat in a big circle. Simon introduced himself, told us what the rules are, which is basically no politics, no religion. We don't talk about those because you can't change anybody's views. You won't change anybody's views. So that's a massive no-no. And medication, because what I'm on may not be necessarily work for you or for yourself, Ali, or for anybody else. So we don't talk about medication. We're not professionals. We're not trained. So keep it out of the discussion. You know, you can talk about what treatment you've had, but don't try and push the drugs you're on to somebody else. Don't try and push, say, CBD onto somebody else. Yeah. Because even though it might work for you, it might not work with that guy because he's on a different set of tablets, or it might affect him differently or whatever, and we don't want that. We can't have that. So Simon introduced himself, told us the rules, and you know, like there's a fire escape, there's the toilets, and this kind of stuff. Says, right, basically, have a ball, he says, and the ball is the best tool, the most important tool what we use. He says, when you've got the ball, it is your time to talk. Other guys will be basically quiet and let you talk so they can listen. And it's called respect the ball. And this ball is so powerful, it's amazing. I don't know if you can see when people are talking, they start picking at it. There's a ball which is worse than this. You see that? Yeah. Nerves. Yeah, and it's just like picking away just at the top because they're anxious, they're nervous. And I get it.
Embarrassed as well, in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you've seen Emmerdale recently. Paddy, they did a big storyline about Paddy trying to commit suicide. And they didn't drag that's Anna's Man Club to come in and provide the storyline and to, you know, like how does it all work and whatever. And they actually showed an Anna's Man Club in session with the ball. And when Paddy got the ball, he literally held it like that, as in cuddling it, as it like, it's mine. It's mine. I want to talk now. So yeah, I'm going to talk. And they did it really well. It was fantastic to watch. So I went around the group, you know, I'm Steve, first night here, just come to see what it's like. And yeah, that's it basically. So I'll pass the ball on to everybody else. Go back to Sam and says, right, we're going to split off into 2 groups. You know, so we all counted off 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Got in our separate groups, and that's where we start talking. You know, and the facilitator's got the ball, he says, welcome to the group, and all, you know, like that. Right, question 1 is, how's your week been? And we start that process. He says his response to question 1 and passes the ball on. And just like that, all, you know, till gone through the 5 questions. And it works. I went in with the intention of not saying a word. You know, when they explained what question 3 was, I thought, well, I'm not saying, I've nothing to get off my chest. I'm not going to tell anybody anything. When it comes to my turn on question 3, I literally spill my guts. I'm in bits. it felt such a relief to be able to get stuff out. I didn't tell them everything because I would have been there all night.
Yeah.
It's over there now, like 18 months down the line, and so I got some of it out, which really helps. And then the following week I got some more out, and some more out, and it was huge. Just talking to 12 other guys in that group, and every one of them listened. Every one of them was empathic, considerate. There's no judgment. It was great just to talk and get everything off the chest. Yeah, so that's basically how a Monday night works. We don't open on a bank holiday. So it's been a bit hard in May because there were 3 bank holiday Mondays and people struggled. So the first one after the bank holiday, it got quite emotional because we had like 3 weeks to go to build up and get off our chests and stuff. So yeah, it does get emotional. We do have a laugh sometimes. What depends on who's in your group as well. There's some right characters. But yeah, it's great. I love it. Other people love it. Otherwise, they won't keep coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it that much. I've become a facilitator for the group. And I've been asked to go and help run Wigan, which is open on the 17th of July. All you guys from Wigan, if you've got the shoes, come down and see us. We're in the east stand of the stadium, the football stadium. We're down Challenge Way, and we're down there. I think it's the east stand. Loads of parking, and we'll be there to meet you and greet you and walk you through the door and show you where you can get a brew and whatever. And looking forward to see you down there. So that's basically how it all works. You can't see that. Wristbands.
I'll get a photograph of this.
Yeah, we've got
at the end of
wristbands. Just leaflets and business cards and whatever. But wristbands are really good. There were 2. Because people say, "Oh, what's that? What's that about?" So you stand and talk to them, sit and talk to them. Tell them what it's all about, and you say, "Well, there you go. That's for you, my friend." And you pass it on. Oh, you can have that.
Oh, cheers.
Do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll be a supporter.
I'll leave it here for you.
Okay.
So, just by getting a wristband, you get people talking. So if you were to, you keep it with yourself and pass it on to someone else. And then they'll spread the word, and they'll spread the word, and they'll spread the word. So yeah, it's a positive thing. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Now, when you were saying the wristbands spread the word,
Yep.
when it comes down to actually leaving the club, everything has to stay back with the club. You can't bring,
Precisely, yeah. Confidentiality is huge.
yeah. Whatever stays in Andy's Man Club, or whatever goes on in Andy's Man Club,
Yep,
stays in Andy's Man Club.
Yeah. Leeds a small town. We don't want people turning up on a Monday, spilling the guts, and then one of the lads in that group goes into the pub on Tuesday, sees this other lad come in, and he's like, hang on, the other lad saying, hang on a minute, I seen him last night, he's going through this, or he tried to commit suicide, or he's got issues with drink, all this kind of stuff. And the word spreads then that, about this lad, when he finds out, all trust is gone.
Yeah.
Since that first guy spread the word, the trust is gone, and we lose one guy, maybe 20 guys. So confidentiality is huge. We can't say that enough during the session. That's why it's such a comfortable place to talk. We try and make it as comfortable as we can. So, like I say, you get a beer, you get a biscuit, sit down, you talk. Basically, I've been at home, sat on this sofa, me and you talking or whatever. And so it's like if I say something to Steve during, in the group, and he comes home and says something to Ali, well, that's like, hang on a minute, what have you told her? No, you don't do that. It's this stuff between me and you.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep it between the group and just keep all of it. It's trust is a big issue.
Presumably, though, for example, both of us go to the same group.
Yes.
We've both heard what we're saying, and we see each other in town. We're both on our own. There's nothing stopping us then going up to each other and saying, "How are you doing? Okay."
That's precisely what we want. We want people to, if they bump into other people in a group, out and about, it's a case of, "Oh, how are you doing? Like, you feeling all right today? Can I help you with anything? Do you want to go and have a sit down and have a coffee?
Yeah.
Like, can I help with whatever you want? And just by that little bit of friendliness and that's what's banter, but
Concern, empathy, and support.
Yeah, that builds up the trust of Andy's Man Club and that one-to-one relationship between those two, which again is huge. I mean, I've got quite friendly with a couple of people there, so much so that there's a Dungeons and Dragons group on a Thursday, which I attend and play, which is quite good. It's a bit, I've not played Dungeons and Dragons for such a long time, and it's quite different, and I enjoy it. It's good. It's good for me to meet the other guys in the group and play. We don't talk about the Mondays. We just talk about what we're all going to do next in the game.
Yeah.
I'm a Dragonborn paladin. So we're discussing like, well, what are you going to do with your cure heals, cure wound spells and stuff like that. And that's it's just building up that confidence in relationship with people to discuss things outside of AMC, Andrew's Man Club, and get involved with their personal lives outside on a Monday, which again is huge, which is what a lot of people in the group need.
Yeah.
You just need one-to-one support outside the group. Come on, let's go get a pint. Or if you've got drink issues, we'll get a coffee.
Yeah.
Or, don't go to McDonald's. Go on, I'll buy you McDonald's. Are you hungry? Yeah, come on, we'll have a McDonald's. Yeah.
I suppose another thing as well is that some people may not have a lot of friends for whatever reason, and it's a good source of finding friends.
Yeah, it's a great place for networking, for making new friends, and building up that trust between yourself and your group of friends. You find yourself drawn automatically to certain kinds of people. And when you hear people talk about their issues, you might find yourself drawn to, or they're more similar to me than he is. So after the session, you go over and talk to the guys more similar to you. Like, how are you doing? Well, you said this. What do you mean when you said that? And just by that little bit of chat there on a Monday, and again, it's all in confidence. It's all within the group. It's like you help each other that way as well, rather than 15 guys sitting trying to offer advice. It's like you get that additional one-to-one of people saying, well, you know what, mine's something similar. I've tried doing this. Maybe, have you tried it? What did you think? And you kind of just work it out between yourselves as to what your next step could be and what his next step could be. So you help each other move forward on their particular journey. It's like basically the group is a family.
Yeah.
It's an ever expanding family of 30 people there on yesterday, last night. 3 new people come through the door for the first time, and I didn't have one in my group, but by all accounts, they all talked. They all said, you know, a little bit or quite a bit, depending on which one it was. And you could see when they were going to walked out afterwards, after that little chat with certain people, the mood had changed in them. And a bit of a spring in the start, you're thinking, it worked for them tonight. Job done.
Yeah.
One person's gone out, or 2 people's gone out, with a spring in the step. You're not going to cure everybody overnight. It's not about curing people. It's about getting people to move forward from where they currently are, and to help them, you know, like get rid of whatever's in here, which is messing them up. And that's what it is. It's just a case of trying to clear some of the garbage, the struggle, and help them just move forward a step. So it takes one step.
Yeah.
You know, I find that it's, hang on, wow, I can go there now. I can do this. I can do that. That's all it needs. Cool. Happy days.
So going back to
Yes.
the Wigan
Yep.
session that's starting up, can you just run over time and location again, just to make sure that everybody's
Yeah.
got it?
17th of July, down at the, is it the DW these days?
The
The DW Stadium. I'm sorry, I don't know Wigan all that well. I'm originally from Bury, and it's a slow story, you know, but, and I don't come Wigan that often. So DW Stadium, go down Challenge Way to the East car park, and we're in underneath the stand in the East car park. We're on a Monday night, every Monday night apart from bank holidays. The meeting starts at 7, so try and get there a bit early so you can get in, get a brew, settle down, chat between yourselves for 5-10 minutes. Then we'll start the meeting at 7. Usually 2 hours, depending on how many turn up and what people have got to discuss in question 3. So we'll finish at 9 o'clock. Sometimes it can be 8:30. Sometimes it could be 8:45, depending on, like I said, who's in your group and what people are discussing about. Yeah, so like I say, if you're there, anybody wants to come down, by all means come on down. I'll be there. Chris is the lead facilitator. He's one who's organised it along with Dan from the head office up in Halifax. And yeah, we've got Peter and Matt helping out. So it should be good. We've got a good little team there. I've known Chris. He started for the same night as me, actually. And we just kind of bonded, clicked. He's helped me through things. I've helped him through things, I like to think. Thank you, Chris, by the way. You've helped me massively. So, yeah, with Peter coming on board and Matt, we've got a good, strong team there to help people.
Yeah. All the details will be down in the description, but I just wanted to go through everything. It's just a case of remembering the do's and don'ts of each individual meeting.
Yeah, the do's and don'ts. Don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics, don't talk about medication. And that's basically it. Anything else is on the board. We try and keep politics out of it as much as we can, because politics can now cover a massive range of subjects. So if someone starts talking about a certain thing which we believe is more politics related than an issue related, then we will bring you back to the conversation, you know, bring you back to the original conversation of what do you want to get off your chest, or what's your positive of the week. So we just try and keep politics out of it as much as we can. By all means talk about it, but there's certain things which are getting no-nod. We can't. It's not we can't talk about it. It's a case if we don't want to, because then you open a massive hornet's nest.
Yeah.
Which can lead to discussions and you're not going to get that discussion stopped.
It's very easy to head down the rabbit hole when
Precisely.
somebody starts on politics,
Yes, absolutely.
and it takes you away from the main focus of what you should be doing and what you should be talking about.
Precisely, yeah.
Because let's face it, politics is a distraction.
Yeah, yeah.
And not a good one.
No.
So, yeah, that's Andy's Man Club. And as usual, anything I do like this, I go from a area of not knowing anything about it rather than doing some research beforehand to find out what it is, because I like being like the voice of someone who doesn't know. So any way I can help spread the word and whatever, then I will do, and I'm now looking forward to coming along.
Thank you.
Because I will be there.
It'll be good to see you. Whatever you say is between me and you and other people in the group, mate. You know that.
Because I just want to say I have contacted the NHS about getting counselling over a few things. So if you were getting counselling on something, you can talk there as much as you want, and then you can get supplementary help.
Precisely,
with the Man Club.
Yeah.
And everything works as one.
Yeah, in fact, we are getting, it's referred to by certain organisations, by GPs and other counselling services. So the word is getting out there, and people are coming from places saying, well, they referred me, you know, that, because they think it might help. And it does help them, because it's something different. I mean, no offence, you go to see your counsellor.
Yeah.
And it's, no offence to counsellors, if there's any listening. Honestly, I mean, no offence. But majority of them are just people who's read textbooks, read articles, had someone standing in front of them saying, well, if this situation arises, you need to probably do this, 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 and this. And when they have you in a one-to-one, they don't really take you to the crux of your issue. They start at the beginning, you know, how you feeling, whatever, which is great, but then they kind of skirt everything to discuss other things which aren't related, which don't help yourself, don't help your family, and you come out of the session, they're usually an hour. Some I've known to last 20 minutes, half an hour, and it's like you come out thinking, well, that was a waste of time. Whereas with us, you come down to us, and all you're doing is talk about your issues. You're just getting it off your chest. So we don't judge people. There's no prejudice. There's nothing like that. If you come to me tomorrow and say you're homosexual, for example, so what? And other people in the group will say, you know what, so what?
Well, I can honestly say I'm not, but my boyfriend is.
Yeah, absolutely, excuse me. So,
just to lighten the mood a little bit, because
it's stuff like that, and it's like, fair play to you. Thank you for opening up to us, and if it's your first time saying it, well done for coming out, and that's it. You know, that's it. No prejudice, no prejudice. You know, and no judgment.
The thing is, as well, when you were talking about counselling, the main drawback I found with counselling is you go in, you sit down, and they expect you to talk.
Yes.
And if you find it hard to open up, you're just staring at each other for so long, and then the pressure starts building up, and then you find it more and more difficult to open up, especially when you first go. Whereas this sounds like if you don't want to talk, the fact that there are other people there who are talking could give you the confidence to start opening up.
Yeah.
I mean, like everything, it will take probably take some time. It'll
it's hard.
You know,
it's hard to open up.
Yeah.
And the way the question is worded helps. We're not saying, we're not saying once we get to know you that, is your problem, for example, whatever problem it is, how are you doing your problem? It's not a case of that, it's a case of what do you want to get off your chest. If you want to discuss that part of your problem, great. If you want to discuss something else, great. It's all about what you want to talk about and get off your chest. That's it. It's all about clearing your head and getting your head straight in, not necessarily with your problem, but anything else which is muddling up the problem. You know, and that's it. When you get the ball, that's your time to talk.
Yeah.
If you don't want to talk, just say, "I'm all right today, thank you," and pass the ball on. It's as simple as that. You don't have to say anything if you don't want. That's it. No pressure, no nothing. Just if you come in and sit down for 2 hours just listening, absolutely fantastic. Just listening may help you. It helps a lot of people, and it's how you take what these other guys have said about certain things, and just by them talking, you might think, well, hang on a minute, he's worse than me.
Yeah, so if
His issues are far worse than mine.
So if he can talk about it, what's stopping me?
Precisely, yeah. So next time you think, well, is that guy here? Yeah, he's over there, right, I'm going to say it tonight. I'm going to open it tonight. Yeah. So when you get the ball, it's like, you know, you're squeezing it, you know, like you're digging your nails in, you're picking at it, you know. I mean, people do, you know, mull it about like that. And I've not seen people pounce it on the floor yet, but I'm sure that's coming.
Have you had anybody sometimes?
No.
Like a basketball?
No. Why do you want to try that?
I'll give it a go.
Go on then. I can't do it, I know that much.
I've never really played basketball.
I'm not good at it either.
I'll practice and show off when I get there. But
yeah,
I suppose the biggest thing that's holding you back is feeling foolish.
Yeah.
In a way, because we're taught our feelings don't matter. So we think anything that we want to talk about, any issues we have, we think, well, it's stupid because other people have it worse, so why am I bothered about this? But the fact is that your feelings, your experiences, your emotions are the most important ones to you as an individual.
Yep.
It doesn't matter how anybody else thinks. It's how you feel. And I know at the moment I have a big issue with trying to control my emotion, especially when something happens and I do find things emotional. And I get very easily overwhelmed when my emotions come out, and it takes me a long time to recover from it. And I get into my own head. I'll start telling myself things that will happen, even though there's absolutely no chance of it happening, but I'm convincing myself that things will happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's never usually good things that will happen when I'm getting this way. It's always something that's going to go wrong.
I think that's human nature.
And
you kind of automatically think, you know, when you get emotional, you're always automatically thinking the worst. I did. I still do. You can ask my wife Suzanne and she'll tell you. When I'm in bits, it's like, well, you know, woe is me, and you know, God, I bet you'd be better off without me, and why are you still here, and you've already demic and all this kind of stuff. So, because we're blokes, like Steve said earlier, we're automatically ingrained not to talk to people, not to talk to anybody else, you know, to keep it all in and wear your mask, which everybody does. If you come to me tomorrow and say, I don't have a mask, I'll call you a liar to your face.
Yeah.
Everybody wears a mask of some shape or form, because inside there's something which you don't want people to see. Yeah. So everybody wears a mask, and we're trying to help people get rid of the mask, even if it's only for 2 hours. Just by getting rid of the mask for 2 hours and not having the ability to open up helps. Yeah. I can't stress that enough. Just opening up and talking really, really helps. Trust me. I've been there. I do it every Monday night. And it's great. I come out with a feeling, wow, I'm buzzing. You know, even though I'm sat at the front of the group and I'm listening to 12 other guys with their issues, which, yeah, sometimes it gets to me. I'll admit it. There were times when a couple of weeks where I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't handle it. I can't handle the stress, or not so much the stress, the pressure of being a facilitator, listening to 12 other guys. Because if you've got like 2, 3 or 4 guys who have got really, really emotional issues, you're going to pick up, you're going to feel it yourself. And like I say, everybody else in that group doesn't realise how much it affects us facilitators. We take it all in because we're the outlet kind of thing. It's like that you directed us, and we'll absorb it for you. And, you know, end a session, facilitators will sit down and have a laugh. And that's us releasing the pressure of listening to 12, 13 guys tell certain things, which gets us up here and gets us in there as well. You know, and it's hard, it's difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I know you say you don't talk about religion, but going from experience, an analogy I've got, being Catholic, we're expected after we've got to a certain age, we make our first confession. And we're expected to go to confession and tell our sins to the priest, who absolves them for us. But even the priest has someone he goes to confession to.
Yeah.
And that person has someone they go to confession to. So it's just a long line of people who actually are listening. And they have to have someone as well to listen to them. So in a group setting, I suppose everyone does the talking. Even the facilitators will do some talking. So instead of being the ones who have to listen, as alluded to before, men are the ones who are brought up to be the protectors, to be the providers, to be strong. Who listens to us? There's a TikTok thing going round. Who do we talk? You know, they're interviewing different men. Who do you talk to when you've got a problem? And they all say, no one. Nobody wants to listen to us. I'm a man. Why should I talk to someone? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
People do care. It's just us as men. We don't know how to talk, and we don't know that there is the options to talk to somebody. And this is where Andy's Man Club comes in.
Precisely, yeah.
And Godspeed to him.
Yeah, I agree totally. I agree. It's helped me. It's helped 20, 30 guys in the group. I don't think there's one person who we haven't or hasn't left feeling, well, that was worth the time. No, actually, I tell a lad there might have been 2, because it was the wrong group for their issue. They were told it was something when it wasn't, and they clearly needed something else, which is more specialised to their needs, which we get. It's fine. We totally understand. We have no issue with that. But yeah, Andy's Man Club helps. It shows that clubs like this for men are needed. There's not enough of them. Like I said, by the 17th of July, there's 133 clubs nationwide. Like I said, Lee, Chorley, Wigan, opening up. You've got 2 or 3 in Manchester, you've got Bury, you've got Rochdale, you've got Halifax, Huddersfield. You know, they're all over the place, and it's growing. It really is growing. It's massive.
And when you realise, I don't know the exact statistics, but when you realise that not only in the UK but in America as well, The majority of suicides are men. The majority of homeless are men. And all because they don't feel as though they've got anywhere to turn. You have.
Yeah.
So, I think with that we can.
Well, let's just. I'll just respond to that. When you realise that one guy every minute in the UK, more or less, give or take, commits suicide, it shows you there's something wrong with the mental health system in general, as an overall. That there's not enough places for people who's thinking of taking their own lives. There's not enough places for them to talk. Not enough people to talk to. Obviously, they don't want to talk to the family with issues because generally, maybe the family's the issue.
Yeah.
So you're not going to talk. You're not going to tell them everything. You're not going to tell them whatever how you're feeling. So by having places they can go to talk, and Andy's Man Club being one of them, you know, there's other places who purely suicide prevention. I mean, Andy's Man Club started off as a suicide prevention, and it's evolved because people were turning up with so many different issues. It's grown. But there are places for people who's considered suicide, for them to go there primarily and discuss their issues. You know, there's all sorts of places, but a general place for men to discuss anything and everything, Andy's Man Club is your place.
Yeah.
Come on down, we'd love to see you.
Yeah, and it does not just in Wigan, anywhere where you live in the country. If there's an Andy's Man Club, go. If you need to talk.
Yeah.
I'll put as many links into various places as I can in the description, and if anything we've said has been triggering towards you, it shows that you may need a little bit of help. So get in touch with Andy's Man Club or any of the links that were put in the description and just seek some help, because if you feel as though you need it, then you need it.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank Steve for coming in.
No, thank you for allowing me to come on and discuss. It's been great. It's been a pleasure.
I've been looking forward to doing this for a few weeks, ever since you first asked me about it. So it is something I have actually been told about for a while, and because there's nothing I thought would be local to me, I've not taken advantage of it. But since meeting you and saying that, tell me that they were opening one in Wigan, then I will be taking advantage of that.
You've only got 4 weeks to work.
And I'm presuming you can go for as long as you want or as long as you need.
It's a drop-in place. It's a drop-in centre, basically. If you feel like 1 week that you're feeling pretty good and actually I don't need to go tonight because I'm feeling quite good, I've nothing to get off my chest this week or nothing what's really bothering me, I'm going to stay at home, watch a bit of telly, I'm going to go out for a walk, you know, whatever, I'm going to go for a drive, you know, I'm going to go and meet family, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you want to leave it a couple of weeks, leave it a couple of weeks and go in. I mean, we've had guys turn up 1 week and we don't see them for a month and a half. Then they turn up and say, well, I need it this week. I've been doing all right, but I need it this week. It's starting to go wrong, so I need it this week. Yeah. They'll have a run of come in, and then, I've got to a certain point where I'm happy. I'm confident and comfortable in what I'm doing. I'm going to try it on my own for a week or two. And if it don't work, I'll be back. Yeah. Hey, fine. You come and go as you please.
Yeah.
I said, no pressure. No, you just do whenever you come for.
I mean, if you're lucky, no 2 days are the same for you. No 2 weeks are going to be the same for you. So take things as it comes.
Precisely. Yeah.
So.
Can I just add something?
Well, hang on a minute. Just come on.
Come over here, Alec. Come on. Mind the cables.
I'll take my microphone off and then you can use this.
You can have whatever you want, Chuck.
Breathe in.
Yeah, I'm a bit. Here we go. Just rearrange the sofa a bit.
Yeah.
Phil and Holly, sorry.
It is important that our men feel that they're supported, and it is important to let them talk. It is important for them to find somewhere where they can be authentic and just talk and just get anything off the chest. We're in 2023 now. We're not in the dark ages. We're not in the times where the Victorian times that have been instilled in all of us. It's mental health. Mental health is a big thing, and it needs to be brought into light a lot more. I've seen over the years that it has gone a lot worse, and organisations like Andy's Man's Club is very important. But also, I just wanted to put in that frame of mind, it is in your hands. It is in your capability. It is your choice. It is in your control when you want to go. And sometimes if you're feeling like you have no control over anything in your life, that little bit of control of deciding, oh, I want to go to Andy's Man. I want to see that person who spoke wonderful words last time. That little bit of control of you saying, I want to do that or not do that, that is worth the world to that person. I just wanted to say that. And
no, that's nice. I agree with the authentic analogy. There's not many places where men can go out and feel themselves. And I like to think that Andy's Man Club is one of those places where you can start to get to know yourself again and get to love yourself. Because basically that's all we need sometimes, is a bit of self-love and understanding. And by opening up, by talking to others and listening to the words of other people, slowly you can become more authentic about yourself, get you into a place where you were before everything started. Because that's where you want to be. So, like, I felt great then for some reason it went downhill. It could be a job or whatever. So you get rid of the job and it's like, yeah, well, if you get to a place where I felt myself, I felt comfortable, I felt safe, I felt honest with myself, because that's a massive thing, feeling honest with yourself and being honest with yourself. You can get to a place where you are authentic about yourself, you are confident, and you are yourself, basically, and you can move forward then. The longest journey starts with the smallest step, and the smallest step is going over the threshold of the door and this Man Club on a Monday night. And that's the start of your journey, and hopefully we can help you. Thank you.
Okay, so
Like that. Thank you, Alan. Excuse me.
I think that's about winds everything up for this video. So from Ali, she's gone.
as always, keep smiling, imagining and believing.
Oh, and from Steve.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. I loved it. Nice to talk about something which I'm passionate about and I believe in.
And at some point you might join us for the games night as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, look forward to that. Yeah, look forward to that.
And from me, as always, stay safe and take care. God bless and bye for now.